I had a little hard time waking up this morning, getting up. I always wake up. I woke up at 2, I woke up at 4, and then I finally got up at about 5. It's nearly 6. I have a chance to get out of here at 6:30, which isn't terribly late. It's just this self-imposed pressure of hiking through the passes on the Sierra. I feel like I need to get close to them and get started earlier, depending upon how close you are to them, so you can get over them while they're frozen before they begin to slush up and get messy. But I don't have to worry about that today, and that was on my mind, so I really don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about this. Just when the time's right, I do believe it's best to get up. I'm just tired. I was thinking about it, and I'm just a little depressed. You know, that happens. So when I wanted to leave the general store at Kennedy Meadow South, I just was having a really hard time being grateful for things. So that's when I knew it was time to go. I had been there too long. Too many people had cycled in and out. I wasn't making friends with new people. I was trying, maybe not as hard as I could, but I just realized yesterday morning, Friday morning, one, I was really thinking about going, should I go Friday night? But two, I was just having a hard time being grateful for the little things and recognizing the people I was getting along with and connecting with and wanting more than maybe my fair share or what I was getting or whatever. But anyway, time to start packing up if I am going to get out of here at 6:30. I did a pretty good job. I just have to find a place for these 3 peanut butter crackers, and they can go right in my pocket. So everything's in my bear can. I'm going to try to put my bear can in the pack today and see how that fits and see how that goes. Although I do believe I'm going to carry it empty on top of my pack. I think that's the way it's going to go. I just want to see how it fits in the bear can. Food in the bear can in the pack. And that would be simpler. It would be less shuffling and exchanging of food in and out of the bear can every day. One less thing to do. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Trying to pack on with the bear can inside and see if we have 2 viable options. It was fine with the bear can empty on top and the food in the pack in a stuff sack. And this doesn't feel so bad. We'll try it out hiking. So the thing is, it's pretty big, and it's always going to be this big because the bear can's never going to get smaller. I do like the idea of the more food you eat, the smaller your food bag gets, the smaller your pack gets. It'll still get lighter, it just won't get smaller. But that is how I broke my pack. So I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I did indeed break my pack frame, trying to stuff it down too much early in the morning on Tuesday, and I duct taped it. So this doesn't seem to fit too bad. We'll see how it feels hiking. So we're back on the PCT. It's 6:45, so I didn't even get out of camp at 6:30, but I am 45 minutes away from water, which is the closest I've ever been to water. Waking up, having a liter, and having to hike out without any, so that's a plus. Just slow and steady today. Pack feels fine. It's a little heavy, even without water. So these things are light. Getting used to the handles. Just a little different than the Cascades. I want to get over it because I made a decision, but there's a big part of me that is just disappointed in myself, thinking you couldn't have just found a ride down to the other outfitter to see if they had tips, and you probably could have saved $80. So if you're thinking that, I am too, but I'm just trying to get over it. I made a decision. It was hard enough to get the 1 tip off. Not that it was impossible. Just had to boil water, soak it, borrow a pair of pliers. So when I found out that the tips that 2 Foot Adventure had didn't fit, I just thought, well, I can try to make these work and run the risk of them not working and having an issue. More so with my tent. I mean, I'm comfortable using trekking poles, but it's not like you can't just walk. But anyway, I made my choice. I spent an extra 80 bucks. Body feels really good. I need to be thankful for that. Yesterday, near my left heel, near the ball of my foot, just no pain, just kind of felt tight. And I can't even remember if it was my left foot in Mojave after resting for a day that I felt the same thing, or if it was my right foot. So it wasn't that severe. I can't even remember if it was left or right. But I do remember after I had finished hiking all the miles that I hiked in 22 and 23, I ended up with plantar fasciitis and just a lot of pain in the bottom of my left foot. So, feels good right now. I'll just monitor that. But it worked out coming out of Mojave. So just looking for things to be grateful for. Body's in good shape, not really dealing with injuries. I have to be honest, if I haven't given off this impression 100 times already, I am tired of this environment, and I can't wait to get into the actual Sierra up higher where things just look different. I need it for my personality, but I knew that about the first 2 days would just be more of the same kind of sandy, rocky desert trail that I've been hiking on this whole time, but it's still beautiful. I don't want to be hard on myself or disappointed on myself, but I find it funny that I can even take this for granted, but it's just my personality. I just want to change in scenery. You'll know it when you see it. That was the view I was waiting for. This all should be good enough for me, but that's what I needed.
This is so amazing. Well, I'm up over 9,000 feet, 9,100 feet elevation. And I'll be pretty close to 10,000, but not quite 10 if I get where I want to go, like 9.8. The pack has been fitting fine with the bear can and all the food inside. It's heavy though, especially going up at this high elevation. I can hear it. I'm breathing heavy. Nice and flat up here around the top. I might actually start going down soon and lose a little elevation. Don't want to speak too soon though. Oh, he knows I'm coming. Well, well, well. Look who I found. We were just talking about you. I just met someone who must have been doing a day hike. It didn't even look like he had a pack. But he said in less than a mile, I'd have my first proper view. Now this is definitely a better view than what I had at that much lower elevation. But I don't know. It's too hard to compare which one's better. The other one came first, and I audibly exclaimed yes. This one stopped me in my tracks. It's nice, but I don't know. I am up here. Ooh, wait a second, I didn't see that. Who are you? Who are you, Mr. Mountain? Mrs. Mountain? I am up here. Tomorrow I have to do my best to set myself up to summit Whitney, I think. Yeah, this is a better view, actually. You get to see way more of them. It's not unobstructed. You're looking at them through the trees, but you get to see way more of all the different passes and ranges. Let's see if this opens up and we get a better panoramic view of it. He was right. He knows his stuff. He's from the area. He offered me a half a Cliff Bar. You know you're carrying a lot of food when you're turning down a half a Cliff Bar. This is like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. I am about 1 hour from water, 2 miles. And I'm about 2.5 hours from camp, 5 miles. Depending upon how long I stop at water sources. I haven't really hiked that hard today. I just kind of took a slow and steady approach. I definitely climbed. I mean, there were some times where I knew the pack was heavy, and I was breathing heavy because I'm up at elevation. So it wasn't easy, but I wasn't hiking hard. Just slow and steady. We'll reevaluate where I am. I think I'm camping at 730, mile 730.7. So we'll look where the access to Whitney is. We'll look where Forester Pass is. We'll figure out all the important waypoints. So I just came to another water source, and I was going to hike 1.3. It's not even 5, it's 4:55, so I would have been to camp at like 5:30, and I would have pulled all my water out of this water source. I probably would have taken 3 liters, but I looked at far out and figured some things out. So after this camp, there's another water source, and then at mile 733, there's another tent site. So just for my goals, I'm going to just push the extra 3 miles. It'll end up being the same. The water source is like a mile before the tent site, and I'll get 3 liters there. But I forget how many miles. The Blue Blazes to get to Mount Whitney, or the campgrounds before it, are like at 760. So I have 2 more days to get there. So 733 minus 760 is 27. Is that right? Yes, I think that's right. I will edit it out if it's not. But that's doable in 2 days, but I want to just get 3 more. And then tomorrow, if I can take a bigger chunk, I'd like a lighter day the day before I summit. So anyway, today wasn't that bad as far as terrain. I don't want to say it was cruisy. My pack was heavy, and I did gain quite a bit of elevation, but it was never so steep. It was graded well. I knew my pack was heavy, and I was huffing and puffing because I was at 9,000, 10,000 feet elevation. But the easier miles are going to be on the early days, so I gotta take them while I can get them if I'm going to be serious about getting to Whitney in 3 days, today, tomorrow, and the next day, and then summiting. And then I think I'm set up pretty well for 2 days to get to Kearsarge Pass to get access to Independence and Bishop. So I did have nerves about the plan, but the plan seems doable. I have a pretty cool camp spot. Now there's potential for wind, but I have some coverage. But it could be a tunnel. But I'm tucked over here in the corner. So bugs can get me, but the wind's not going to get me that way. Probably not that way. It could tunnel up through there, but it's actually coming from over here. So I'm not getting as much coverage. It's coming in this way right now. So good that I don't even mind that I had to put the bug net on for the first time. Well, I prepped dinner and set up my tent and ate dinner. Today was everything I was waiting for. Today was all the fun that I was having in the beginning. And I can't even really explain it. I guess it was 2 days before I got to Agua Dulce. And I've had some good days after Agua Dulce, but I've been bouncing off the top and the bottom quite a bit. But today was just amazing. Hiked 25.9 miles today. I think this was my longest day on the PCT. I'm 33 miles away from the first junction to get to Whitney, so the more miles I do tomorrow, the easier the day before summiting Whitney will be, so